Yo, what's poppin', people? Cobra Star Green back with you got another video today. Your first time finding the channel, you little movie review, stuff like that. You guys make sure you guys hit the subscribe button. Also, that video. I ain't gonna lie, y'all see the thing? It's gonna be a full-on spoiler review. I'll go to the plot and then give you guys my review. I also have another review and an ending explain out. You guys go check those videos out also. But yeah, I'm gonna be spoiling this movie. So with saying that, you guys have been warned. Let's get right into it.
We got a problem. 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 It's probably you. Yeah. We got a problem. We got a problem. Yeah. We got a problem. We got a problem.
All right, you guys have been warned. You guys know better. All right, so first off, we'll get into just the plot of the film. Let me pull this down. We'll get into the plot of the film pretty much. The plot of the film is these people get tricked. Here, I can put this up. These people end up getting tricked to go to this island, right? And on this island, there's this beach, but this beach makes people older, you know? So that's pretty much it. I'm gonna be honest, like I said, spoilers, it's a very emotional film, you know? I didn't really think it'd be that emotional, you know? There's emotional parts I'll talk about in a little bit, and I'll go into depth on them. But yeah, this is a very emotional ride. So yeah, they tricked not just these people, there's more people you guys will see that we'll get to be introduced to later on in the film, but they trick a lot of people to go to this island, to get onto this beach, where they will watch them die. There's these science people behind the island. They pretty much trick everybody. So, you know what I'm gonna say? I'm not gonna. Once they get on the island, there's not much to talk about there. But the main thing is when they go to the beach. Now, the whole entire cast you have here on the beach, I felt like they have you emotionally attached. You care about what happens to certain characters. You don't want this certain character to die, but he probably will end up dying. You know. First thing I'm gonna talk about. Get into some negatives, right? The acting in the film, it just depends on the person, but if you're asking me, it wasn't that good. They didn't have a lot of big actors here, so it's not like I didn't really expect much from the acting. But yeah, the acting wasn't the best, if I'm being completely honest. Another thing I'm gonna say, man, my brother, man, this is a brother too, man. I was really rooting for my man to make it out the film, but yeah, he didn't make it. I'm gonna be honest, he didn't make it too far. But the brother right here, man, I ain't gonna lie. I was rooting for old boy, but boy, did he die a sad death. So you realize why like at the ending of the film, they tell you why everybody else is there, why everybody's there. Pretty much everybody's there because someone in the family or whatnot has some type of illness. With him, he has blood clots, right? So you see that early on in the film that his nose is bleeding. And there's this girl that dies in the film. She dies early. I think she was like the first death. She might have been the first death, or maybe the older lady that was there. The old lady died first. I think she was the first death. She went out for a swim, and boy, this was sad because when she dies and she goes out for a swim, you guys see her in the background right here. But they instantly blame the black guy on it. So he was already getting, you know, rooted against from the beginning. At least from all these other characters, you know, they wasn't rock with him because they thought that he killed that lady, but he completely had nothing to do with it. You know, he was just like, hey, like I'm here because I got invited too, like y'all did, you know. So, yeah, he ends up dying, but he ends up dying. Look to the guy to the left. He's the one that ends up killing this guy right here. And I'm telling you, you're gonna hate this character. And I'm not gonna lie. Not only are you gonna hate that doctor, but at the same time, you can't wait till he dies. At least I couldn't. I was like, man, you causing all this pain from everybody. I understand you're getting old, so it's old timers, and because he starts to forget stuff in the movie too. He's like, yeah, what was that movie called? That I don't know. He's just some bull crap. But I ain't gonna lie, bro. Everyone's death in the movie is sad, but I ain't gonna lie. I didn't feel no sadness when it came to him because he killed someone else, you know. So that's the death I was like, yeah, I don't really. I was like, I could care less over his death. But I'm not gonna lie, when certain characters died, man, like they even kind of spoiled some deaths in the trailer, which that's freaking crazy. They spoiled a lot of deaths. But there's a lady in here, and she's like throughout the film, she's going through stuff. You see her earlier on in the film, and she goes through a lot of seizures, right? So once think about it, she's gonna get older at some point. She's gonna get a lot more seizures. So I thought, man, whenever she died because of her seizure, I almost cried. Honestly, I ain't gonna lie. I almost teared up when she died because of all her. You see, and they kind of foreshadow it in the beginning of the film because she has a seizure, but they're able to help her out. But later in the film, she's older, so she's not able to beat the seizure like she was whenever she was younger. So I thought her death was very sad. There's also another death that's very sad too, because on this island, you realize, God damn it, we can't just get off. You know, people try to literally like climb out. They try to, as you see her, I'm gonna talk about her in a second too, because I don't really want to go deep into her. But people try to climb out, and then people try to like go through this cave the same way they came in, but they can't do it. Every time they do it, they black out. They try to climb out, they black out. If they try to swim away, like a certain character tried to, I think it was the Korean guy. I don't know what his ethnicity is, but I liked him in the film too. I'm gonna talk about him. But if they try to climb out, they blacked out. And whenever that girl blacked out, whenever she was climbing up and she fell to her death, that was sad. You know, you're like, wow, she's making it. Oh no. And M. Night Shyamalan really showed her just falling off, you know? So that was very sad. His death in the film was very sad also. You know, he's like, you know what? I'm a swimmer. I can swim away. You know, I'll try to swim off the beach. And he swims, and you end up seeing his body like a couple minutes later that he didn't make it. You know, it's some sad stuff. Now, I would say this movie very well shot. You know, I'm gonna talk about just a little bit of review, just really quick. How this movie is shot is phenomenal, phenomenal. But yeah, I like the way how it was shot, and also at the same time, the sound designing. Like, there's certain characters, like there's these two characters right here I'm gonna talk about. The mother and the father in the film, the main two people pretty much in the film. They later in the film, he loses his sight, she loses her hearing in one of the ears, right? But in the theater, you can only hear you hear what she's going through. You only hear one side, like you'll hear volume from one side of the auditorium, but the other side of the auditorium you won't hear anything. But with him, he's completely blind. He can't see anything at the third act of the film. So I thought their emotional arc and how they were also dealing with, like, she was cheating on him, and they go through that in the film. I thought that was very emotional. I was attached just from that aspect alone. Another thing, man, they really, the casting, I just want to say this really quick. The casting of like the kids and how the kids get younger and they get to like their 20s and they get to like their 50s, you know. I thought the casting was very good. The makeup, you know, how, like I said, people get older, you know. Some of them, they just like her, they just end up recasting her and it just making her like another, like somebody else. But like some characters, like they have like dimples and stuff like that where they just look older. And I thought the design team on this film, y'all did a phenomenal job. Now, another thing I want to talk about with her, they introduced some cool aspects. You know, her and the son end up getting pregnant. And when they get pregnant, it's so sad because when they get pregnant, they realize that the beach is aging everybody too fast. So the kid ends up dying, you know, like you see the kid for a second and soon as she's pregnant, they end up dying, you know. So I thought that was pretty sad to me, honestly. I mean, there's times people get like hit. I get like scarred up and the scar will like instantly like repair itself because of the fact that, but it'll just look, but you can still see the mark because of the fact that they're aging. So I thought that was really cool. Like I said, the design team was really cool in this film. Yeah, whenever he shows it right here, whenever he dies, man, that is so sad. I'm surprised they showed so many deaths in this damn thing. I'm so really surprised. Now I want to talk about another character really quick, and it might be not a character that not a lot of people are gonna talk about, but she was like the pretty girl in the film, right? This girl right here to the right. She's more of the pretty girl. Oh, I gotta do everything. I gotta look pretty, right? Whenever she dies, I think it's one of the most saddest deaths in this film, because you realize it's towards the ending of the film. I can kind of put this scene out for you guys, but they're in this cave and they put up this light, and the lady, she's just like, "Don't look at me, don't look at me," because she's so old now, right? And she's doing this, you know, stuff like that. And I thought that was so sad because you realize that like she's pretty, she don't want nobody to see her in this dark light. So it's just to see her die, I was like, oh man, I didn't want to see that. But like I said, how these kids age, I could put it out. How these kids age in the film, I thought, yeah, great casting. You know, see how it all works. I thought it was great. I would definitely say this is a go see it, man. But that's just me. I'm just saying go see it. But a lot of people are gonna say like the dialogue is goofy and the dialogue doesn't work. And some people are gonna say like, okay, I didn't even put this in here, but the movie's an hour and 45 minutes, right? But I promise you, when you see this movie, you definitely gonna think this movie is around 2.5 hours. That's how slow the pacing of the film feels. So I just wish they would have just, made some parts a little bit quicker than a lot of others, because so the movie wouldn't feel as long as it really is. You'll see like Avengers Endgame, movie's 2 hours and 45 minutes, but it don't feel like it. But this one definitely feels a lot longer than the runtime, so that was just a big bummer for me. Dialogue is kind of goofy at some aspects. They're intentionally funny at some points. But yeah, I would definitely say it's to go see it. I gave it an 8 out of 10, but a lot of people were going to be on the other side. But that's why I like M. Night Shyamalan movies, because you're either on one side or you're on a complete other side. So yeah. But yeah, I was sad to see him die too. I ain't gonna lie, brother couldn't act. Like he has this. I'm gonna talk about him real quick. He has an emotional arc to the film because you understand why he's there. Like, I don't know if I said it earlier, but the reason why people are on this island is because they're sick in some type of way. This girl on the left, like, she goes through a lot of seizures. He goes through blood clot issues. He has like Alzheimer's or stuff like that, or whatever the heck it is. But so that you understand, you see why the heck they're on the island, because the scientists and people behind the island are experimenting on them to further growth like humans and stuff like that. That's pretty much it. I have a full other video explaining the ending and the plot twist. You gotta check it out. It's on YouTube. But his emotional arc and why he's there, I felt like it was very impactful. But his performance on putting it on, and I was rooting for this character too, but his performance on putting it on, it just wasn't. I couldn't believe it. I just wasn't believing it. Now, how they end up getting off the island, like, I felt like they just had to throw it in there. Like, they were like, look, man, we just can't have all these damn characters die. So 2 characters end up making it. It's the daughter and the son. And the reason why they end up surviving is because they're the youngest. So they're like 50 when they get off, But there's this kid that leaves them a note. And I went deeper in this on the ending explained, but I'll just go through it just quickly, briefly. This kid right here helps them get off the island. Oh, I can't even pull it up. But he helps them pretty much get off with sending them this note. There was this note that was going around the internet, and they were wondering what it was. It was pretty much the kid telling them, like, use this reef to get off, and I don't know. I thought they kind of threw that in there out of nowhere. They were just kind of like, well, we got to get them off this island somehow, so here, we're going to throw them off this way. We're going to get these people off this way. So I just didn't enjoy that aspect of it right there, because I'm kind of like, well, I don't want this to be any longer, but at the same time, I just felt like I just threw that in there just to get everybody off. So yeah, I don't know. Everyone ends up dying except for these 2 right here. And like I said, they make it off the island because of the fact that they're the youngest. They're younger than everybody, so that's why they end up surviving. So, but I liked it. I'll say I liked it. I want to hear your thoughts on this down below, because this is a movie I really want to know people's thoughts on. Did you guys not like it? Did you guys like it? I really want to know your guys' thoughts on it down below. Your first time finding my channel, please, for your boy, hit the subscribe button. Also, like the video. If you guys want to know the ending explained and the plot twist, I do have a video on YouTube. You guys can check that out. But hey, with saying that, we'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.